Good late night and welcome back to From Day One. Still a little bit in shock to the 100 chaos cores and 100,000 coins won from the airship in just the last episode, part 2. We, of course, have Art Bell and his interview coming up, part 2 of, in just a little bit. But as always we do in any of these portions, let's start with the old mailbag to see what we have since the last time that we've been together. That looks to be it. Okay. Bunch of hearts and a glyph. Anything left in the airship? Let's check up there real quick while I get Art ready.
Oh, I'm doing great now. Better than I have been in 17 years. So it's something to be really excited about.
It certainly is. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that again was Linda, the last person he had talked to before we had cut last night. They're in a musical bumper. As soon as they return, we'll return to them and start part 2 of the Paranormal Stories Open Lines from July 31st, 2015's Midnight in the Desert episode. We should have that in just a quick second or two. Hopefully by the end of this episode, we'll of course also have the update of the statistics, where the channel is on the Boxy and YouTube goals. They're still in musical bumpers at the moment. Nope. Thought they were back. So we're waiting for Nexters to load in our section. And by Nexters, that means load, not hard. Come on. We don't need a musical bumper this long.
Darkest time between dusk and dawn. From the high desert, it's Art Bell's Midnight in the Desert. Now, here's Art. Well, now here I am, and let's see where to go. It's open lines. We're talking about any paranormal event that's happened in your life that you think others would find interesting. There obviously are many. Let's go outside the country this time and say hello to somebody who names themselves the Darkness 97.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember your first test show, Mark. Me?
Of course I do. Why?
Because I was one of the first callers. Mark.
Oh.
I was giggling all the time.
I see. And you are in Australia?
No, I'm in the UK.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's a pretty serious error, geographically and otherwise. Okay, in the United Kingdom. Excellent.
Yes.
And I'm sure glad to have you.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get too many of you over there, and the reason is at time. It's really sad, but what time is it there?
It is 6:02
in the morning.
Yes,
so in other words, unless we can catch somebody with a cup of coffee and a real serious story, we're unlikely to hear from people at that hour. Anyway, it's good to have you.
Thank you, sir. I have a quick story for you.
Yes, sir.
The apartment that we live in, we've lived here for 26 years. And the first Christmas that we were here, our doorbell plays 30 tunes. It's one of those tune ones. And the first Christmas day, 7:30 in the morning, it played the whole, went through the whole list by itself.
By itself?
Yes, sir. And there was nobody at the doors, either of them.
So, do you consider that to be a scary horror or a miracle of Christmas?
Well, this is the thing, because the following Christmas we were sat round eating lunch, and this was obviously afternoon, and it did the same thing, and that was the following Christmas.
Well, that really sounds like a Christmas miracle to me.
Probably.
Well, that's kind of a cool story, really. Did it ever happen again?
No, it's just the first 2 Christmases we were here.
No, I would say that's really cool. And I think if it happened to me, I would consider it to be a Christmas miracle. Excellent. I really appreciate your story. Thank you. Some paranormal things, can be miracles, right? And that's kind of what that sounds like. If it automatically played twice, 2 Christmases in a row, yeah, I'd consider it a miracle, sure.
All right, next Chris, you're ticking me off again.
One more time, very quickly. Scott, hello, Scott.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you, pray tell?
Vancouver Island, British Columbia.
Wrong line, Scott.
Huh?
Wrong line.
People waiting.
Well, I do, but you see, you're supposed to call MITD 51 if you're in North America, and you definitely are.
Yeah, I could not get an answer at that.
Well, I understand,
the problem is I can't get a hold of a radio station to listen to you, so I tried calling the Skype number. That was the only thing I could find.
I understand. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but I've got to leave you. Try MITD 51. There are so many waiting that it's just, it's not fair. Here's James. James on Skype, North America. You're on the air.
How's it going, Art?
It's going well, sir. Extinguish your device immediately.
And I got this here going cool.
Okay.
I have something that's going to touch home with you because you are on Kadena.
Scott, I still hear it.
You do?
Yes, now it's going. I was indeed at Kadena Air Force Base,
right.
Okinawa, yes.
Towards Naha on Highway 58, there was a base on the right-hand side that was called Camp Kinzer. Do you remember that Marine Corps base?
I absolutely do. I spent almost a decade there, buddy.
Yeah, I spent a long time there, too. Anyways, I was a military policeman in the Marine Corps. I'm a contractor now. I've been in Afghanistan and Iraq numerous times, but I want to get to the story.
Sure.
Here is the funny part. We get a call one night. Now, you remember you had security all over for certain sensitive places.
Oh, yes.
This case was PWR, Pre-Position War Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant guns and different things in this building.
Right.
Well, that building during your era was used to hold corpses. And there were freezer areas. And during the war, in the Second World War, they had landing strips. If you've been on Kinzer, you know what I mean, those big, long roads.
I don't think I was ever on base there.
Okay. Well, anyways, I get a call one night that something's going on at this PWR. And it was first, I don't have been there maybe a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find out later that this is common. And since it's paranormal, this is why I'm calling in.
Okay.
I go in there and these guys are like freaked out. There was a dark green in the Marine Corps. Dark green means black. Light green means white.
Right.
There was a mixed couple guarding.
Okay.
And the dark green was ashen gray. I'm not joking with my brother, my veteran brother. And they're both freaked out. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Anyways, what ended up happening was they were speechless and they're just pointing. So I go in there to check it out. Now, I'm walking through the boxes and the different things that are in there, and I see an apparition. And it was like midriff. There was no bottom, but there was a top in form. But remember how looking through...
Well, are you saying like half a body?
Well, do you remember how looking through the old night vision? I'm a Cold Warrior too. I was in the Army for...
Yes, I know about night vision.
Yeah, and remember how it was just a ghost image?
Sure.
Back in the day, now it's brilliant.
That's right.
But the thing is it was just like night vision, except I'm looking with my own eyes, and it was like smoke. And this thing, and it had form. I really wish I could describe it better, but it kind of looked at me and walked into the freezer through that freezer wall, that steel door, stainless steel door.
That would do it for me.
And of course, I went right behind it and opened the door, and there was nothing in there.
Of course.
So that's the only reason I called.
Well, that's plenty. That's plenty of reason to call, my friend.
I listened to you since my son's now 17 on 6:10 a.m. in Columbus, Ohio, is where I listened to you from back in the day.
Okay, well, thank you very, very much for the call. And yes?
Have knows me as Sword Point 9. God bless, Art.
All right, thank you, sir. God bless you, too. And, yeah, you know, if you see something walk through a wall, you know you're... Actually, I don't think I would have gone and opened the door, frankly. Really, I would not have. But, you know, people do what they do. In other words, anything that walks through a wall, probably I don't want to see when I open the door. Thankfully, he didn't see it, right? But what if he had? On the phone, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, it says, you're on the air.
Hello, Art. How are you?
I am well, sir. Thank you.
Many, many, many Roswells to you.
Thank you.
And I'm looking at you on Periscope.
Oh, really?
I forgot about that clock. I just love that clock.
I do too.
I wish I could get one.
Well, you can. They're gettable, but they're not cheap, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yes, you can get one. Well, you know, I don't exactly want to give out the name. That's free advertising.
Okay.
You know, but what the hell? Let's see. It's BRG Precision. That's BRG. Baker Robert George Precision. You know, right. And they're not cheap, but they're wonderful. You plug Ethernet into them, and it keeps time by the atomic time servers.
Great.
As I mentioned before, I saw this baby, you know, in Paris, France, at Radio France Internationale, and I did everything but rip it off the wall. I begged those people. There was no label saying who made it, so I had to find it.
I remember the stories.
Yes. Anyway, what's up?
My name is Tony, and I'm from Norman, Oklahoma, which is about 30 miles south of Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And I've talked to you twice before. The last story I told you was about a foot that I felt under a couch. And this happened about 5 years ago, this past 4th of July.
Okay.
I was at my brother's house, and he has some kids, and they were doing fireworks. And all the lights were off outside of the house. The outside of the house lights up. It's got a lot of spotlights.
You just reminded me of lights, sir. I should turn this light off, actually, and I should turn the back light on so that people can see better. Thank you. Continue.
And so it was dark out there.
Mm-hmm.
So about 3 hours later, I decided I was going to go home. So I walked out the front door. All the lights were out. It was dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit the clicker for my car to unlock the car. And the headlights come on. And I wasn't looking at the headlights or around the headlights because I know they come on here. And the headlights, out of the corner of my eye, I saw something standing. And I looked to there, and there was a gray standing there.
It was a gray, as in gray aliens that we talk about?
Yes.
How tall?
And about 3.5, 4 feet.
And the face? It looked like the normal gray alien depicted?
Oh, yes, exactly. And it just stood there. It was looking at me. I was looking at it.
I bet.
And it had to be about 45 seconds. And for the longest time, I kept thinking about why was he standing there so long? And I thought, well, maybe he's the one I know.
What do you mean the one? What do you mean the one you know?
I have had abduction or experiences.
All right.
So that's the only thing I can think of as to why he stood there so long. But he turned and walked through this tall grass that came up to about its knees. And I never saw anything move the way this thing moved. It just turned, and I can't tell if it was running or what, but it moved so fast around the back of the house.
Okay, let me ask this. Was it, when you say the way it moved, was it as though, if you run, there's a motion, right?
Yes.
Was it like that, or like it just, smoothly moved fast?
I didn't see any bounce as if it was running.
Wow.
But it was moving extremely fast. I've never seen anything move this fast. And in the distance, after it went behind the house, I thought I saw it jump the fence. And it had to be about 30 feet if what I saw was that. And I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I turned around, I went into the house, and everybody was watching TV. There was about 10 or 12 people there. And
yeah, what do you do? Interrupt 10 or 12 people watching TV? Guess what I just saw?
I stood in front of the coffee table, and my brother and his wife were sitting on the couch beyond that.
Right.
And I stopped, and I stood there, and I said, I just saw gray. And my brother said, what? And I said, I just saw gray. And he said, where? And it was right out.
No, wait a moment. If the average person goes into a room and says, I just saw a gray, they're going to say, a gray what? Right?
Well, he knows what it is.
He knew your history with grays.
Yes.
Okay.
So everybody jumped up, turned on the lights outside.
Right.
Everybody ran outside.
Got it.
And there was this 12 to 13-year-old girl who was just about the same size as it was. And she was standing right near where it was. And you could see a path in the grass. You could actually see where it had gone through in the grass.
Right.
And the next day, they said that they had 2 dogs. And one dog, you would have to drag him in out of the rain. He didn't like to come in at all.
Yeah.
And this dog, the next night, ran to the back of the house, came in the front door, ran to the back of the house. The other dog would not go near the front door. My brother wouldn't go in anywhere near the front of the house. And neither would his wife. And they said that there was, I can't remember now what they said, but there was something going on outside that apparently scared the dogs or whatever. And I don't know why, but I wasn't surprised. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't afraid. It was just there, and I looked at him, and he looked at me.
So you're really familiar with grays.
Yeah.
A lot of gray experience, you might say. For me.
Alrighty, I'm going to stop there with the tape for just a second. Seems that not only am I having technical experience, but Art is having technical experience too, cutting off in the middle of one of his callers. My apologies. I think we'll be back with our Hero Wars game in just a moment, but we'll see what happens with Midnight in the Desert. They're in a musical buffer, so we'll mute that out. And as soon as voice starts again there, we'll rejoin. As you can see, the progress bar loading across. And as soon as it loads to get us back into the main screen, we'll get back to it.
Can you tell I like thunder? Oh, it's so rocking to you at the speed of light in the darkness. This is Midnight in the Desert with Art Bell. Now, here's Art. All right. Getting down on my hands and knees. Really, I am. Actually, I am. On my hands and knees. It is Jack W., who I cut off without mercy by mistake earlier. Jack, I am so sorry, buddy. And you are on the air.
You know what, Art? I'm actually kind of glad you cut me off.
Why?
I had my front door open and a train came by, buddy. It would have completely covered me.
Well, anyway, I am so sorry. It was just I'm still learning about all this stuff.
Hey, you know what? It happens. Now get up off the floor before you hurt your back and miss the shows next week, huh?
Oh, you're right, actually.
All right. So now that we got that out of the way, let me start this fresh with a Roswell's an expert from the New York, Pennsylvania border.
Okay.
I've been waiting years to talk to you, sir, and I was even next up on spooky matter.
Oh, yes.
And cut me off at the end of the show.
Right. Well, it's going to be Ghost to Ghost digital this year.
Well, see, the thing is, though, because of tonight's theme, I can give you one of those stories that I would have given you that night.
All right. Lay it on me.
The town I grew up in here, on the New York, Pennsylvania border, is a very, very active town, and I have no idea why. All I can guess is that we have a mound.
A mound?
You know it? Yeah, a mound. A mound builder mound that's not on the charts.
Well, I don't know what a mound builder mound is.
It was a group of Native Americans that built mounds. Oh. They were kind of tied in with the Mayans, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not an expert.
All right.
I'm not even going to claim to be.
Okay. Like a Mayan mound.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they built it here because there's an energy here. Anyway, I grew up a block away from a cemetery. And I'm sure you've heard tons of cemetery stories over the years. But I'm just going to toss this one onto the pile because it's pretty cool.
You can never get enough cemetery stories. Go right ahead.
That's what I always say. In the middle of this cemetery is a tree that has a scar down the side of it in the shape of a lightning bolt. From as high as you can see to the base.
Okay.
Next to that tree is a grave marker that's made out of steel that's been painted with the bust of the plot's owner. That head will follow you if you're under 18.
The head will follow you.
It will.
If you're under 18.
If you're under 18. If you're over 18, then you don't have to worry about anything in this cemetery. If you try to do vandalism, the cemetery hurts you.
Really?
I went to school with a kid that went in there to kick over headstones. because they were the ones that are like 3 or 4 inches thick, but they're tall.
Yeah, well, anybody who does that deserves whatever they get.
Yes. Well, I was talking to him one day. He said to me, yeah, he's going to go kick over some headstones. The next day, when I saw him, he not only had a broken leg, but he had broken 3 fingers on his hand as well.
Did he mention how the graveyard did that?
Yeah.
How?
He did. He twisted and broke his ankle in a sinkhole that we could never find because we went back looking for it.
Yes.
And he broke his fingers trying to catch himself on the same headstone that he kicked over.
There is a karmic god.
Yes, there is. Absolutely, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one whale of a story, I must say. And I hope with all my heart that that's true. And I guess that is the stuff of legends. So it's like you stay away from that graveyard.
Absolutely. And you never take a mirror into that graveyard.
A mirror?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Just will burn your hand.
It'll burn your hand?
Yep.
Anything else about it?
There's a few other little quirks.
That's quite enough, actually.
Yeah, it's quite enough. I don't want to. I know there's other people out there. In fact, I've been talking to one all evening.
I see.
So I'm gonna let you go. Let somebody else get on.
All right. Well, all I can say is that the dope got what he deserved, and maybe he deserved more. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. All right, my friend. Thank you very, very much for the call, and of course, again, excuse the drop. I'm so sorry about that.
Hey, you got me back on 73rd, sir. Keep your stick on the ice.
That's a ham radio thing. Let's go by phone to, well, it says Mansfield, Ohio. I never really know people move around so much now. Hello.
Hey, how you doing there, Art?
Very well, sir. Thank you.
That's great to hear you again. This is Steve in Ohio. I got a UFO story to tell you, a little quickie. I was just sitting here at my desk, minding my own business, just playing on the computer, and I sometimes go to the door and look out, and I looked out, and to the left of my house, there was a green, kind of like a welding torch light, but it was in an empty field, which there used to be.
Wait. Are you telling me this is happening tonight?
No.
Okay.
No, this happened. This happened back in the past.
All right.
I can't remember, like a year ago, maybe.
Gotcha.
And and it was it was green. It was big, and it was green, and it was like a welding torch, a light, real bright. And nobody else seen it because I've even asked one of my neighbors, which lives two houses up from me, who I know, and he didn't see it, but I told him about it too. But anyway, I just want to tell you, I don't want to really. You do know where I am, so. And black may be coming, right?
That's right. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. I love you, man. Take care.
Keep your eye on the sky.
Again, we'll mute for the musical bumper. As soon as they come back to talking, we will return to the show. Blessing of the Deep, aka Give Me My Loving Healing Magic. I thought it was. I've got a program that's trying to pick out.
I'm Leo Ashcroft. A Texas man was wounded after he fired a gun at an armadillo in his yard, and the bullet ricocheted back to hit him in the face. Cass County, Texas Sheriff Larry Rose said the man, who was not identified, went outside his home in Marietta, Texas, at around 3 a.m. local time Thursday morning. He spotted the armadillo on his property and opened fire. The animal's hard shell deflected at least one of 3 bullets, which then struck the man's jaw. The man was airlifted to a nearby hospital where his jaw was wired shut. The status of the animal is unknown. The sheriff said the armadillo could not be located. The professional wrestling legend known as Rowdy Roddy Piper has died at his Hollywood, California home. He was 61. Piper was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005. He was also named one of WWE's top 50 villains. A new video shoot at the site of the Battle of Gettysburg in Pennsylvania has gone viral, foretelling the story of the haunted site. Over 150 years ago, the battle took place in the middle of the Civil War, lasting for days and taking the lives of many Americans. Ultimately, the battle is known for tilting the war in the favor of the North and shaping the fate of America. Even to this day, the town is said to be haunted by the soldiers who brutally lost their lives in the battle. Take a look at the video yourself at artbell.com. A massive fireball soared through the sky over Argentina, triggering a wave of social media posts. The mesmerizing show, which lasted just a few seconds, colored the sky green. The bright object could be clearly seen from Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires. Other reports of the dazzling display came in from Brazil's southern state of Rio Grande do Sul, as well as neighboring Uruguay. Most of the observers said the spectacle lasted for some 10 seconds, as the massive fireball burnt up in the atmosphere. Witnesses reported that no sound was heard. Social media was subsequently bombarded with pictures, videos, and images of the event under the hashtag Cielo Verde. Hundreds of internet jokes about the origin of the phenomenon immediately followed, with the most viral suggesting that the celestial object was none other than the ball Argentinian striker Gonzalo Higuain infamously kicked high above Chile's goalposts at the recent finals of the Copa America Football Championship. Take a look at yourself. We've compiled several of the photos and videos for you at darkmatternews.com. Earth is entering a fast-moving stream of solar wind. In response, NOAA forecasters estimated a 60% chance of polar magnetic storms today. For those in high latitudes, tonight is the night to watch for these auroras. There's a full moon tonight, the second one this month. According to modern folklore, that makes it a blue moon. If you go outside tonight, look up and you'll see the sky filled with blue moonlight. You might see something else as well. The Southern Delta Aquarid, SDA meteor shower. Caused by debris from an ancient sun-grazing comet, this shower produces 10 to 20 meteors per hour every year in late July. If you can't get outside tonight, take a look at darkmatternews.com for one that was recorded over North Carolina on July 29th by NASA's network of all-sky meteor cameras. The SDA fireball exploded behind a cloud, producing a bloom of light almost as bright as the waxing blue moon. So no matter where you live, the best time to look for the Southern Delta Aquarid meteors is during the hours between midnight and dawn, when the constellation of Aquarius is relatively high in the sky. The long-lasting shower is active from mid-July to late August. It overlaps with the more intense Perseid meteor shower, which peaks on August 11th through the 13th. Meanwhile, the best time to look for the blue moon is, well, any time tonight. It's up all night. And be sure to take your cell phone along with Tune In and enjoy Art Bell's Midnight in the Desert and enjoy the Blue Moon, Comets, and Aurora show this evening. I'm Leo Ashcraft for Dark Matter News.
Alright, they're back into a musical bumper. And again, once the show returns, we'll return to it. Still cannot draw another player. Means we won't be able to draw any activity, which is unfortunate. 4 is just one shy of what we need to trigger any of the prizes on the everyday holiday. There from the other worldly delegates, that would be 3. And that would get you 15, 16, 17. This would get you 18. And then you could cash in these for individuals.
Call my daddy plus 2. The number is 1-952-225-5278. That's 1952. Call us.
Hello, everybody. Midnight in the Desert on an open line. Any paranormal experience kind of night. Anything on your mind is absolutely fair game. Going outside North America, perhaps. You're on the air, somebody dubbing yourself Mr. Cool.
Oh my God, this is me.
It is.
I got through.
You did.
Can't believe it.
Are you cool?
Just a shout out to all the rest of the Bell Gabbers out there and Roswell's out.
Oh yes.
I can see you on Periscope as well.
Well, not now you can't because I stopped it.
Before I was.
I turned it over. I was on Periscope. I often worry that I don't hit it right and start it, but apparently I did.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you what you thought of Jurassic World.
I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
It really was good. I did enjoy San Andreas more. San Andreas really freaked me out, but Jurassic World was also a triumph of CGI.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm really, really floored by. I can't believe the sound quality. The sound quality. I mean, you sound incredible.
Yes, things have changed. Where are you? You're of course in
Melbourne.
Melbourne, Australia. Okay. It is amazing, isn't it? I mean, it's like you're sitting here.
Yeah, I'm talking off an iPhone, and I've got my earphones on. It just sounds unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing. Well, since you're here, you're a bell gabber, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question on my computer, which says, bell gabbers want to know, what is the piece of paper taped to your clock?
The piece of paper taped to the clock.
Right.
Which clock are they talking about? The clock that you have?
There's only one clock here. The beautiful.
You're saying that clock that you just mentioned before that everyone wants?
Yes. That one. I'm going to answer because obviously there's not enough resolution for them to know what that is. So I drew a circle with a plate from my wife's kitchen, and I built what's called a commercial break clock. So that's what it is. In other words, it's got the times where if I'm smart, I roll music and head into a break. That's what the piece of paper under the clock is. It just has a circle and a music roll time, something I made up so I know I get enough music in just before break time. That's all.
So the mystery is solved.
Yes.
I know that I'm going to ask a question, Art, and I don't know if I know you've talked about the Ouija board story, and you don't really want to disclose.
And so your mission is to pry out of me something I have absolutely said I will not discuss.
How about this? If I tell you what's circulating on the internet regarding that Ouija board story, can you tell me if that's true or false? I'll tell you what's being circulated on the internet.
Yeah, fine. Go ahead.
Okay. There is someone on the internet that said that apparently someone sent you a Ouija board, and that you received that Ouija board and you cut it up into little pieces and threw it in the trash can. And then the following day, you came in and apparently found it reassembled. And ever since it spooked you, and you just don't ever want to talk about the story ever again.
The only part I'm going to verify is it was sent to me. Now, I will tell you that also sent to me was, and I swear this is true, the most evil-looking old doll you'll ever see in your entire life. It was in a plain box, you know, the old story of plain brown wrapper, no return address, and that was one evil damn doll. I'm telling you, it was bad. And that doll was hauled away by the trash guy. That scared the heck out of me. The Ouija board story, you don't get it.
Just one final thing, and I know everybody probably wants to know this. Madman Markham?
Yes.
He's coming back?
Madman is still alive as of probably about 3.5, 4 weeks ago. He said he would come back on the program. I probably might give him a call this weekend, see if he's up for it. I can tell you, he told me he's got a large warehouse, and he is scaling up his time machine. I didn't ask him where he's getting his parts. I know he's hard at work, and I still think he's going to French fry himself, but who knows?
Well, right? It was great talking to you, Art, and everyone else, just to let you know, it can be done. Try calling in, people. you can get through.
There you go. Thank you very much. And take care, my friend. That's the other side of the world. Pretty much as far as you can go around the world. And yet, if you were listening carefully, he sounds like he's right here. What I would like to recommend to all of you is that you use earbuds. You know, if you've got a phone, probably when you bought the phone, it came with earbuds, right? Try them. You're just not going to believe how good it really does sound, and you won't know until you put those earbuds in. On the phone in Ohio, I think. Newark, is that right?
It's where I'm from, but I'm in Columbus right now. I work for the railroad, and they got me in Columbus.
Gotcha. All right. Well, welcome to the program.
Art, it is such a pleasure to talk to you. Bless you and your wife and your child.
Thank you.
Really, she's beautiful, and your daughter's just stunning.
She is.
I have an absolute quick story for you. It's not really paranormal, but I was in the military. I was in the Army 6.5 years, and I was in Korea. And out of the blue, one day they asked all of us to meet in the dining hall. And there was a female captain there, and they said she was what's the word I'm looking for? Like a priest, but not a priest. She was Protestant minister.
Oh.
And she had us go through a relaxation ritual, and she told us to close our eyes and put our heads down on the dining facility tables, and told us to imagine a babbling brook, and she hypnotized everybody in the company. And to this day, I do not know why they hypnotized us.
Well, this is beginning to get a little paranormal, actually.
Yeah, I'd never seen her before. Nobody in the company had ever seen her before.
Or maybe just Abby normal.
Yeah, and afterwards, you can ask my wife. I have absolutely no memory of my childhood or any long-term memory since that day.
Now it sounds like a crime. I mean, she wiped you?
I can't remember anything.
She wiped you?
I'm sorry?
She wiped you?
I have no idea. I have no idea, but I do not remember anything from my childhood at all.
How about the rest of the people in the room?
I've lost contact with all of them, and I've never really, it didn't dawn on me until I came. That was in Korea. I came back to the United States, and I'm with my wife. My wife's like, well, this happened in your childhood. I said, no, it didn't.
Actually, that's a hell of a story. That really is a hell of a story. I would want to, I think, reach out if I could find some of the other people in the room and see if that happened to them. That's a serious matter. Your entire earlier life gone?
Everything. I can't remember. And my mother's passed since. But even my mother's like, well, you don't remember that when that happened? I'm like, Mom, I don't remember anything from my childhood. I remember nothing from, I'd say probably from the 9th grade before, from being born to the 9th grade. Now, I remember everything from, the 9th grade only.
Yeah. For a guy who said he didn't have a paranormal story, you're doing pretty well.
I didn't think it was paranormal. It's just weird.
And you're laughing about it. I wouldn't be. I very much appreciate the story. Thank you. That's pretty weird. I guess that would be the military experimenting on him, huh? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, thank you. Let's go to, I think, Portland, Oregon.
Roswell's Art.
Thank you. That's
I guess.
I was going to say that's KXL land up there, right?
Yeah, the Megatorch.
Yes, sir.
I guess somebody stole my thunder about the Ouija board, huh?
Well, no, because I'm not going to answer it.
Well, no, but so I got to come up with another question.
So you mean you were going to say the same thing about it being stent and?
No. But I was just going to ask why you didn't talk about it. So I guess it's a moot point at this point. But is there any chance that you believe that it may not be all evil, that it could be actually used for some good?
No, I think it was evil.
All right,
that much I can say. If you really want to know, stay the hell away from Ouija boards. I'm serious. They are evil. No, that's not right. Let me rephrase it. They're not evil. Ouija boards are the doorway to evil. In other words, it is your intent when you play with the Ouija board that does you in, not the Ouija board itself.
Well, good. I'm glad we agree on that.
Okay.
I know you've been asking for some suggestions for the show, and so I just wanted to say that we love open lines, and so
Me too.
maybe if you would do more of those, even on a weeknight, even for the first hour of the show, we'd love that. But I also had 2 quick questions for you because I am a radio guy, so I'm intrigued. Have you always run your board, and have you always worn a headset mic?
Yes to both. I've always manipulated my own board. I've always run my own bumper music. Well, no, there's an exception to that. I really am wrong. I'm sorry, too. When I was working for Sirius XM, they took all the phone calls. They shipped those calls to me. They shipped the guests to me, and they ran the bumper music, pretty much. So there you go.
Well, Art, it's great to have you back, and yeah, you got a blowtorch here in Portland, so rock on.
All right, thank you very much. It's kind of an odd story. KXL, of course, is a monster of a station. I mean, it is a monster of a station. Really big. You talk about a big FM signal, big stick, high mountain, many, many people, that's KXL, all right. And there's a few things I could say about it, but I don't want to influence, what happens. I want to let it happen by itself, and then I'll have a lot to say about it. But let's say this. Portland is a big market in the U.S. Portland is about the 23rd largest market. And there's a lot there, besides me, besides midnight. And I'm going to leave it there, and then after a survey period or 2, I'll have a few things to say. We do enjoy radio stations. We're not actively out looking for them, but we very much enjoy them picking the program up, and we think that it's going to produce extremely high ratings. That's a wish, a hope, and a prayer, and we'll see. So there's a lot to be said about all that, but I'm going to hold my fire for the moment. Let us go to somebody who says his name is John.
Art.
John.
How are you tonight, sir?
Really well.
All right. Hey, a little background about myself is I have a background in the Air Force working in command and control, and I think it would be really great if you could find a guest somewhere that could maybe speak to the, current events regarding the aggression from Russia. I won't say where I was at, but I have in the past had something to do with chasing bear bombers out of Canada.
You know what?
And,
you look a little like Ed Snowden.
A little like Ed Snowden, never.
Yeah. Actually, you do a little.
Oh, wow.
Bear bombers? You chase bear bombers?
Do I don't want to say what I do exactly, but I don't think people realize just the state of affairs and the kind of stuff that's going on in the world around them.
Well, I do know that there's a bunch of dangerous stuff going on right now.
Absolutely.
With Russian planes getting very close to us. There's a bunch of really dangerous stuff going on in the South China Sea right now.
Absolutely.
And, most Americans don't know how dangerous it is.
Yeah. But I think given your vast outreach, I think you could probably find a guest that could speak to that intelligently, that would know where the classification lines are, unlike me. So,
well,
exactly. So.
You obviously know some classified material, right?
Oh, I know quite a bit, yes.
Uh-huh. Well, listen. Don't let it worry you. Just whisper it right here in my ear.
Okay, yeah. Hey, one more thing.
Yes.
So once again, I worked in command and control, and a buddy of mine who is also a radio guy, or background in radio, we used to try to turn our HF station into UVB 76. You familiar with that one?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, the Russian buzzer.
Yep.
Yeah, when we heard it, it sounded more like a tone. It didn't quite sound like the buzzer. But
before that, there was
that'd be
something.
another really cool show to talk about. The number stations
Oh
and
yeah,
the other sort of.
before that, there was the woodpecker. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I've heard of. I've only read about it on Wikipedia. It's sort of funny. It's like they say that youth is wasted on the young. Well, access to a military grade HF system is wasted on was wasted on me when I didn't know much about such things. So.
All right. Well,
anyway.
Listen. When you're ready to spill your guts completely, you call me.
See, here's the thing: is Edward Snowden can't come back to this country ever again, and I'm worried that if I say what I know, I'll be in the same boat. So. Anyway, hey Art, it is really great to have you back. Thanks for coming back, and I love your show.
Thank you for calling, and next time, spill your guts.
Yeah.
Let's see, North Carolina, I think you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi, this is James. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Oh, Art, I've been wanting to talk to you for quite some time.
Uh-oh. Oh, you are there.
Yes, sir.
You cut out for a moment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's quite all right. Go ahead.
Like I said, I've had this story sitting on me for about 15 years.
All right, get it out because we don't have a lot of time to the top of the hour, so let her rip.
All right. It started in a dream. I kept seeing this young girl with long, dark hair and extremely dark eyes telling me that I was going to down a specific road. And I took this road to a dance I used to travel to when I was younger. There's this church here that's on this road. It's been broken down. There's been rumors about it being used as a place where cults meet. It had quite a reputation. Anyway, story goes, my car ended up breaking down in front of that church. Bad things happened in front of that church.
All right, you've got your radio on in the background or your whatever. Gotta have that off.
I apologize. Anyway, me and my family were coming home one night from this dance place that we used to frequent. And we were getting ready to pass by this church now. We used to take the side road right before we get to the church. This is going to sound really weird, but it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and there's this extremely large African-American man on a unicycle going down the road. After that, we got to the church, and my friend who's sitting next to me asked me if what we were seeing at the church was really there. And what happened to be there was a young girl standing on the front porch of the steps at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's no houses around this place. The place is completely empty.
Okay.
I mean, that's the girl from my nightmare.
Your dream. Now you're calling it a nightmare.
Oh, it was a nightmare. I'm rushed because I know there's a time frame and all that.
There is a time frame. Hold on. I'll come back if there's really an end to this story. This is midnight.
And that is where we will leave. So hopefully he'll have his rambling down tomorrow, as we will finish it with part 3 of Midnight in the Desert's Open Line Paranormal. Meantime, we were taking a look in Asgard, but with their higher level setup, unfortunately woefully underpowered to do anything. Hopefully, maybe if we can get to 76, maybe, just maybe, we might be able to kick something to maybe punch through a couple of those one battle items. Then, of course, we'll also do the actual tasks straight away as well before I will get even less credit for them for the guild. We take a look here in round 1 of what probably will be the last grand arena of the night. Winners are us, but the question is, can we get a second win? Which is what you need, because it's first to win 2 of 3 will get the win. As we now move on to battle number 2. And we lose battle number 2, so that'll take us to battle number 3. And who's gonna win? Aurora, Celeste, Mojo, Astrid, Lucas, and Peppy versus Luther, Galahad, Maya, Astrid, Luca, and Iris. Looking good for the good guys. They're down to 1 over there. Astrid, Lucas, the only group holding on over there. And down goes them. So we do win. It ain't a big move. It moves from 843 to 829. So just a small increase in rank. So we have that on our cusp. So it looks like we get somebody who's trying to trade us skin gift for skin gift, which is perfectly valid thing to do. Because basically, through the holiday every day, if you send a gift, you get one back. So, in other words, if I send you a skin gift, I get a skin gift for sending it. But then, if you send me one, he gets one for sending it. And the result is both of you get 2 skin gifts, which would normally cost you 20,000 Winterfest coins, which would either be 20,000 bubbles or, what is it, times 5, 4,000 emeralds is what you would need to trade in for 20,000 Winterfest coins. He's just asking about the trade. I'm like, well, honestly, it ain't going to do me much for the mission, because if you take a look over here for special events, holiday every day, yes, sending the skin gift would be 1 credit towards King of the Party, but as you see, that would only get me to 17. Due to the fact that I'm still stuck without the eggs, really wouldn't do nothing for me. So I'd get off a lot easier waiting for the proverbial "A new day dawns in Dominion" message for all of your individual daily missions. Reset. Oh my god, I actually have people in the fight. Things may change here real quick. I was about to call it a day. But if I've got people, we might have a situation. Well, there's Geist C. He's 1 away from attacking the boss. Right now the boss only has 1 buff left, and that's increasing damage by 140%, as you can see right there. The individual who's left should be one that's tackling the middle path. And there he is, Maximus. He's probably too busy answering my post outside to be back in here to actually do his fights. Because what he would need to do is go 1, 2, attack, and then 1 attack, 1 attack, 1 attack, 1 attack, knock the buff down, and then either Geist or me could easily go after Le Boss. Oh, we're waiting for Mizzy to go ahead and continue to fight. Up there he is. There we go. To fight at 8. We'll just keep moving it over. We're about to call it day, but we'll go into overtime for this. As we'll just watch him march. Also, while he is marching, truth is marching, truth is marching. I'll go and see if I can grab the stamps. See if we have an update of the day 1 stats. I think we do have an update. Let's see. Hopefully this doesn't crash everything. Crossing the fingers on this. He attacks that. We'll head to the boss. Here we go. don't know if we're going to have enough time the way this is going. We'll get a chance. 40 seconds left. We got a 35, took a minute 25 off the clock to do so. And with that, the adventure does complete. Marcus got 3 eggs out of his run. We pet food. Come on, wait some eggs. There we go. We like that's a good one. Come on, let's have some more eggs. We want some more eggs. Yeah, pet food. And finally, eggs. The incredible edible egg. I think that might be enough to actually change it because we needed 15 in order, and we picked up 12 there, 5 and 7. But we had 4 in the inventory, so that makes 16. So we can cash in 15 of them and get our chaos particles. We have 8 minutes left until the new day in Dominion dawns. 10 for Fenris. Albus. Biscuite. Merlin. And finally, Excel. So as we go back, they will give us these special events. Heroes some of the days, all the days, every other day. It gives us the 3 tasks. Minor number of bubbles. But it should trigger another king of the party. That moves us to 20. Doing a 1750 pet gift. Would be enough to trigger another prize box, which will trigger another king of the party. No, I don't want to go there. Don't want to go there. I don't believe it. I want to go there. Yep, there it is. King of the party. Now I'd have to send 2 of the remaining 3, the 5, 10, or 20,000 in order to trigger out the rest of the tasks. So we can get the last energy right before the end of the reset as well. We'll grab the cheap energy. See his message. Alright, he's saying he could wait up to 5, which is more than peachy. Alrighty. We have Kira and Celeste one item away from their completions. Actually, for the moment, let's go for their stones instead. Because the stones will reset in less than 8 minutes time, so they'll be gone. The next day's shot of them will be there instead. Of course, he just got reset to 3 of his 150 due to the pickup of the hero of the day stones. Okay. She's gonna need another 58 by the time we're done to move her. Trying to boost enough of the energy to spend to get another level from the bobble deal for spending energy. I've only spent 100 emeralds, but then I would get like 2,000 baubles. That would have been worth spending 400 emeralds. So that'd be a 300 emerald bonus, for instance. Mojos are usually cash extensive, but they are higher energy requirements, unfortunately, too. Now, tomorrow will be the final day that this account will have its astral season available to it, as it will disappear at the end of the day tomorrow. $60 needs another 544 to get 2,400. Oh, we have just about a moment or two left. Let's hop back down. Spending of energy also will get us closer to that new level up. Boost the energy of the heroes. Give us instead of 0%, a 0.1% fighting chance of the Asgard. And there is the new day in Dominion dawning. As you see the new dots forming for the 5th. 10 for her. Eight Marthas. There's some skins. And of course the 8 will give you the first of the Soul Stone 10 bubbles for the day. And of course it means we get to cash in our bubbles. Gets us back above 10K. A little roasty, toasty McFire. Gets us our Wendy gift for the deal that we sent Baba Yaga. 1,000. That should get us some more coins. Remember we were at 10,006. 10,7. 10,9. And just over 11. You'd have to buy 9 thou. At 500 a pop would be 19. So 1,900 emeralds you'd have to spend. If you're going to do it by emerald spend. To get to 20 thou. Final day of quests. Titan artifact up by 3. Support hero skill up by 25. Campaign mode twice. And of course, all 3 of those will then also trigger this one, giving you 1,050 points here, plus 550, for a total of 1,600, which will give you both levels 50 and 51. Which, if we take a look at the reward box, as we scroll all the way down, level 50 gets us 100. I wasn't trying to just show the item. Lets you choose 100 soul stones of a hero, with obvious exceptions, as you can't choose from Cleaver, Jet, Tristan, or Iris. However, Elvanor is allowed in these 100 boxes that are not allowed in the 50s. And then you would get 1 Astral box. And this Astral box would have one of these. in them. And that would be it. If I go and have somebody do the $9.39 for the ticket, then you'd get 80 stones for Ishmael, 2 million gold, 2-star worth of stones for Mara, 80 top experience potions, 3,000 deal, which is definitely not really as much now considering we won 100,000. 3 more million gold, so that's 5 million. 1,000 emeralds. The flawless material is a decent low price. You get 80 stones for Fox. 10,000 Titan potions. That would be an interesting little kicker. Another 200 of the top experience potions. 5,000 of the deals. Another 1,000 diamonds. Emeralds. So that would be 1,500. Another 5 million gold. So that'd be 10 million gold. 50 black balls. A skin. Another 15,000. That's pet potions, however. Another 1,000. So that'd be 2,500 emeralds. Fire Titan Choice, 25,000 the Essence, the Power, 15,000 Titans, another 10 million gold. What are we up to? Are we up to 20 million then? Another 50 balls, another set of flawlesses, 7,500 of the Grand Arena coin, 25 eggs, the Super Titan, which should be a Raji, that guy right there. And then we would only have enough to finish 51. So you would have a total of 6 of the random boxes. Oh, somebody's doing a guild battle. So, if you want to see that, gchero.wars@gmail.com is the email. You drop us a line. Until then, of course, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Get us to those goals so Boxy and Nexters will pay attention. That's 5,000 views on these videos. 1,000 subscribers so YouTube pays attention. Get yourself some free crypto to make your own purchases at coinbase.com/join/me personally. $10 in free Bitcoin automatically when you do sign up. And 2-minute lessons, 1 question answers to earn over $100 more in free crypto through Coinbase Earn lessons. Basically teaches you about the crypto, adds the answer to 1 question at the end of the 2-minute lesson, and you get crypto automatically into the account where you do not have to keep it for any length of time. And until tomorrow, the day that's not my birthday, kind of like all the rest of us, 364 days of the year. GC telling you, of course, to rock on. May all your fights rock in Dominion. And it's always a great new world to release the Krakens. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. And remember again, tomorrow night, final night of the Art Bell Midnight in the Desert Paranormal Stories. Have a great night.